Now, on The Voice, Lydia Thorpe's opposition actually helps the Voice advocates in many ways. It just underscores how The Voice is not a radical proposal. She opposes it because it's not radical enough. The latest Newspoll shows 56% of Australians support The Voice, with 37% against it. There's a lot of softness in both of those numbers, for sure. But given the amount of scaremongering directed against The Voice and the poor advocacy from the government so far, this shows that there's plenty of public goodwill for the Voice idea. I mean, if the government actually gets its act together and puts some shape around its proposal, and then a yes campaign gets into gear to counter the fear campaign we've seen from opponents, there's every likelihood this referendum could get up. Don't forget, all the state premiers are on board, Labor and Liberal. 2 states are actually forming state voices anyway, so this is an idea that has momentum. And the sobering thing for Peter Dutton and the Liberals is that if they were to oppose it and it got up, they'd be instantly finished. They'd look completely irrelevant. But what's worse, really, in many ways, is the best they could hope for would be a narrow defeat. And even that wouldn't look good for the coalition. It would be a hell of a setback for reconciliation too. Remember, most of the opposition to The Voice is just so wrong. It's Orwellian war is peace stuff. They say it's about dividing us by race when it's actually about including the original inhabitants who were originally excluded from the Constitution by race. They say it's about special privileges when it's simply about giving our most disadvantaged group a fair go. They say it will be a veto power when it's obviously advisory only. My hunch is that voters will need more rational and authentic criticism than all this to dissuade them. But then referenda are not easy. And as the country, I think, gets more chaotic this year on other issues, the Prime Minister and his team are going to lose some authority. Still, this debate is a long way from over for the Liberals and for the nation. In my view, Peter Dutton and the Liberals can't afford to outright oppose it. They need to either agree in principle and then work cooperatively with the government to make sure it's as practical and as effective as possible, or at least they need to allow their people to vote whatever way they like. You know, exercise their own voices.